Out as a thief. By 16, George Müller had stolen from his own father, run out on hotel bills, and landed in a German jail. By the time he died, he had cared for more than 10,000 orphans and handled over £1 million. And he never once asked a single human being for a penny of it. Same man, one changed heart in between. Welcome to Lift Up Your Day, a daily 5-minute devotional, short stories with a biblical heartbeat. I'm Rodney Coe, and today, the life of a man who took God at his word and proved him true. George Müller was born in Prussia in 1805. His father wanted him to be a clergyman because pastors earned a steady living. So young George studied for the ministry while living a double life. He drank and gambled and lied his way through. He could read the Bible in the original languages and had never let it touch his heart. Then one evening, a friend took him to a small prayer meeting in a private home. Müller watched a man kneel down on the floor and talk to God as if God was already there, really listening. He had never seen anything like it. He went home that night a different man. Müller gave his life to Christ, and before long he gave it to the poor and fatherless. He settled in Bristol, England, and opened houses for orphans on Ashley Down. The work grew until thousands of children were being fed, clothed, schooled, and told about Jesus. But here's the part that the world could not explain. Müller made a rule. He would never ask anyone for money. No appeals, no hints. When a need came, he told God and no one else. And then he waited. The money came sometimes the very hour it was needed. He wrote down tens of thousands of answered prayers in his own hand because he wanted a doubting world to see that God still hears. One morning the cupboards were bare. 300 children sat down at long tables with plates in front of them and nothing on the plates. Müller stood and thanked God for the food they were about to eat. Before the prayer was finished, a knock came at the door. A baker stood there with bread. He said he could not sleep that night because he was sure the children did not have bread, so he'd risen at 2 a.m. to bake. The words were barely out when the second knock came. The milkman's cart had broken down right outside the orphanage, and he wanted to give the milk away before it spoiled. There stood breakfast, bread and milk, sent by a God who had heard the need before a single person was told. It would happen like that in Müller's life again and again and again. He prayed about everything. He prayed for 5 lost friends every single day for more than 50 years. The last one came to Christ after Müller went to heaven. And every morning, before he did anything else, he opened his Bible and read until his soul was happy in God. He read the Bible through about 200 times. We look at a life like that and assume that this man was made of something that we're not. He wasn't. He was a former thief who decided to take God at his word and never stopped. You don't need a bigger personality or a stronger will. You need the same simple faith that Müller had. Call to me and I will answer you, God says in Jeremiah, and show you great and mighty things which you do not know. Müller's whole life was an answer to that invitation. He called, God answered, 10,000 orphans were fed on the strength of it. So whatever you're carrying tonight, tell God. Not the crowd, not your own clever plan, tell God. And then watch what he does with a person who simply believes him. And that, friend, is how God lifts up your day.